Public safety announcement. Man, another week of college football in the books, and Savage Tiger is going to preview LSU and Florida. That is happening on Saturday at 6 p.m. in Gainesville, Florida, the Swamp. Another tough, hostile environment, especially at night, and it's going to be a good test for our team. Now, they're also going through similar to what we're going through. Brand new coach, culture change, except they never had quite the talent that we have. So, in our spot, I say we're a little better right now, but and I thought they was appearing to be good when they beat a top 10 team in Utah at home in their opener. But then they lose to Kentucky. They've been up and down since then. Lost a couple games, but they're still a decent or maybe good team. But they've got some playmakers on their team that we have to account for. So it will be a handful for us. Where I see that they are the most efficient is their rushing attack on offense. They run the ball extremely well. Average about something like 200-something yards per game rushing. They have a good running back, Montrell Johnson, who's a transfer from Louisiana Lafayette, who basically followed their new coach, Billy Napier, who also came from that school. Man, Montrell Johnson is from that school. He's from New Orleans originally, so a good football player. And we're going to have to tackle really well. We have to tackle in space, wrap up, avoid the yards after contact. Just be disciplined, get to that football. They got a stable of running backs. They got Trevor Etienne, who was an absolute beast as a true freshman, also from Louisiana. Their rushing attack is really good. And I'm honestly going to say I'm not too worried about their passing attack. They're nowhere near Tennessee's level, so we shouldn't have that much of a hard time with the passing attack. We should not have a hard time with these receivers. I'm not saying they're not good, but they just rely on the run a lot. That's where the strength of their team lies. So what was I saying? Their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, I don't think he's thrown too many touchdown passes this year, but where he is dangerous is running the ball. He is extremely fast. If you give him an open field, he can fly down the field and get into the end zone. So it's very important for us to keep contained. These quarterbacks, they're the most dangerous when they're outside the pocket. They make things happen. Either they can find a receiver, or they just scramble and take an open lane. If we don't keep contained, they take their open lanes for them to run. So we have to get better at that. We have to get better at keeping quarterbacks in check. These dual threat quarterbacks in the pocket, make them beat you with the arm. We have to do a better job. They can run right into our rush, and we can get them all day in the backfield. They can run right into our pass. We got to keep them in the pocket. Make sure you don't get out of it. And then he's gonna run right into the arms of our pass rush. So that's our game plan, and we just need to go execute. Now for them on defense, they have a lot of good players. Their defense hasn't been the best this year. They're still transitioning. They're still rebuilding on that side of the ball. They do have a good defensive line. So that is our concern with our offensive line. Is a little banged up and rebuilding, and not extremely talented yet. It's gonna be a tough. That is gonna be one of the keys in the game that I'm looking at. That determines whether we win or lose. How well we play up front. Frankly, I know every game is like that, especially in the SEC. But especially in this game, I'm looking at it now, and that's what I see. So. They do have a good D-line. Their linebackers, they're pretty good. They have a good linebacking core, especially that middle linebacker, number 51, Ventrell Miller, who I think is a senior or fifth-year senior. And Great tackling machine. You run right into him, he's gonna make that tackle on you. He don't miss tackle. So try to run away from him, keep him under control. That should be our offensive strategy. And they got a decent secondary. They're not great. Not bad on that. My battery's getting low, but they got a decent secondary. They got some playmakers like Jaden Hill and Amari Burney. No, Amari Burney is a linebacker, but I remember him getting the.
Did you have a large Dr. Pepper? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, what the hell? I'm sorry about that. I'm actually getting food right now after work, so I'm doing this video now. But okay. Yeah, what I was saying is that I got confused with a linebacker. He kind of looks like a safety, but he's a linebacker. Yeah, I know Jaden Hill is there and Jalen Kimber. Those are the players I know. I haven't watched a lot of Florida games this year. I should be paying more attention to them, but because they are an opponent on our schedule. But I'm not very concerned about as long as we can throw. Yeah, they do have our secondary coach, Corey Raymond, the best DB coach of all time. He's the one that founded DBU at Florida, at LSU, and now Florida has him. So it's gonna be a little revenge going on there. But honestly, there's no hard feeling towards him. I wish he was still with us, but I trust the process that we're building at LSU, rebuilding into a powerhouse that we used to be. And you know, I think this is a rivalry game, and it goes either way every year. It's 50-50, no matter who has more talent, who has more experience, and which team is doing better that year. It doesn't matter what the records are. This game is one of those games that just, both teams will come out to play no matter what. So we are expecting them to come out and play hard. Of course, they're at home at night. We got to be ready. We got to be prepared to go in and play discipline and not get penalties and just not let the crowd get into the game too much and affect us that way. So that'll be another challenge of dealing with another hostile environment in the SEC to a program that I think will get better in the future. So it should be interesting. My keys to the game for LSU on offense: win the line of scrimmage, be able to run the ball, give our quarterback some protection, basically win up front. Receivers need to make some plays, but I think overall, if we have a decent balanced attack on both sides, we should win this game. On defense for LSU, just keep Anthony Richardson, the quarterback, in the pocket. Do not let him scramble. Do not let him get outside. Just keep him contained at all costs and make him frustrated to find lanes and to not have many windows to throw the ball. And basically for our secondary, just cover, and linebackers just be on the quarterback and be on the rushing attack. We got to make sure we contain the rush, the running backs, and wrap up, tackling space. Just be disciplined. That's all it is, man. It's gonna be a great game, and if I had to pick a score in this game, I'd say LSU wins this game about 28-24. Yeah, I think that's all I got for this preview. It's another big rivalry game, and of course I'm gonna do my hype and hate tomorrow, so stay tuned for it. And go Tigers, you know what it is.